Essen Spiel is the largest board game convention in the entire world. Way bigger than Gen Con, and I am going there. I'm going to be covering some cool games, and I'm super hyped about the games I'm about to show you. So I'm going to tell you about them, what I'm looking forward to, and what the plans are for coverage of Essen Spiel, so you can see exactly what's coming up. It's going to be super exciting. As always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. They make this channel possible in this super expensive hobby, so I can bring you the best content. More on that at the end of the video. Just wanted to say thank you. So I'm super hyped to go to Essen Spiel, to say the least. I've been to Gen Con now once. I provided quite a bit of coverage for you guys there, where I walked down all the halls and looked at some of the cool booths and really put it like a highlight reel for you guys on here's the exciting things I'm looking at that you may be interested in too. And so we got early looks at Celestial and the Dune game from CMON and a whole host of other interesting tidbits and I'm excited to do the same with Essen Spiel. So let's dive into what's coming up, what I'll be looking at, so you guys can see what I'm hyped for. And if you are hyped for anything that I don't list here, let me know. There's like 1,000 exhibitors at Essen Spiel, and there's a ton to look at. And I'll look at everything. I'll walk through there, spend at least 2 days probably walking through everything just to see things and pause and interview people and do stuff like that. But I'm gonna have some actual demos and interviews lined up as well. So if there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments below, please, so that I can take a look at it. I'm excited to see what's in store. But for the list, here it is. First up is, and this is not in order, by the way, this is just like general, hey, I'm hyped about all this. Warcrow Adventures. This is at the Corvus Belly booth, and I'm super excited for this. I actually had the opportunity to cover this and actually play it at Gen Con, and I did not, because I only had time to do one demo at that booth, and they had Code 1, the Infinity Code 1, and they had the Warcrow Adventures. And I'm like, I gotta try, and I've heard so much about Infinity. Let's do the Code 1. I loved it. Instantly bought a box there, and then bought another box and some expansions and some minis and an exclusive. And anyway, I love the Infinity Code 1. It's kind of like a Warhammer Killzone for Warhammer 40,000, kind of a much smaller, comes with the terrain stuff there. But Warcrow Adventures, I'm still interested in trying, and they're going to have it there, so super pumped about that. Warcrow Adventures is a fantasy-based game in there, though my understanding is there's still some overlap with Infinity. One of the interesting things I've always noted is, first of all, it does have a companion app, so I'll be interested to see how that plays out. Be interested to see the overall component quality, especially from them being now so close to actually fulfilling this. Hopefully there's something more final when it comes to their prototype there, because I'd love to see the quality of what they can do with a board game. That'll be super cool. Also, of note, what's always kind of interesting is they have these like brown minis, and then they go and show it on like some brown map tiles, which is funny because the cover art is so colorful and Infinity is so colorful. It'd be interesting to see if they're, I look at, and I'll be kind of paying attention to this, fantasy is actually like super vibrant like Infinity, or if it's more like down to earth and more, not necessarily grim, but you know what I'm saying, like more realistic and drab for, the fantasy time period or something like that. But as you can see, it's definitely high fantasy. It looks super cool. So I'm excited to see exactly how this plays. It has this cool system where you're using like different amounts of time to like do different things. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to try it. They also have REM Racers, and REM Racers looks super interesting. So if you haven't seen this, it's a family-friendly racing game set in the Infinity universe. But what they do is they use a lot of these templates here and the game controller here. So the game controller has different dials, which I think is just kind of fun because that means it's almost like you're holding it and using it. So that'd be kind of cool. We'll see how that lasts component-wise. But the templates make it to where you don't have to measure anything, and you can still use the like Mario Kart style stuff where, you leave a bomb or shoot a missile or bump into them or whatever. And that actually then has a thing that you move them out as well, which I think will work out really well. Template, attack, stuff like that. So it looks like it actually probably plays pretty good. The only thing I'd like to see is a more visual, diverse, like as you can see, they all kind of look similar there. So when it comes to the actual vehicles you're racing, that being said, super excited to try that out as well. And I think my family would like it a lot. It goes without saying that Creative Game Studios will be there, and they will have Dante there. They did with Gen Con, but I didn't go to Gen Con, so I wasn't able to talk to you guys about it. So I want to actually be there as they're demoing Dante to actually kind of talk to people and, look at how people are playing. And I think you could tell a lot from that. It's almost like a blind play test. So you guys get to play Dante, which is super cool. And then we get to actually see, like, how people are interacting with it, what questions are they asking, what their first comment is, what their first reaction is, stuff like that. Super good. So really excited to see that. And they also have their more family-friendly games here that are really, really fun, like Beaver Creek. I played with my youngest daughter. She loved that. There's 2 others actually, and one other one that really stood out to her. So I'll try and get you my thoughts on that leading up to it. In fact, I'll try and get you my thoughts on a few of these leading up to it. So this week on the channel is going to be a lot of either first impressions or early reviews, maybe even a speed review or 2 as I try to get that information out to you guys. So stay tuned for that, obviously, but super excited to see the reaction there. Maladum, Dungeons of Enveron are also coming there. It's by Battle Systems. They're actually, I think their booth is right next to Warhammer, which means I'm going to be there anyway, right? Games Workshop stuff. But they are traditionally a terrain company, but they made these really cool games. This one's in fantasy that have actually been reviewed very well. People tend to like it a lot. And obviously the table presence is going to be massive. The fact that you're playing a game that looks like that, I don't know if it comes with a lightning bolt, but other than the lightning bolt, that's like legit. And I think that's super cool. So excited to see what all the fuss is about finally and get an early look at that for you guys. Also, Into the Unknown is going to be there for Aeon Trespass Odyssey. They have quite a few different things. They're going to be in Hall 3, which is exactly where the Creative Game Studio is. So I will definitely be there as well. And I mean, I got to actually talk to them, see what their stuff is. They have add-ons and stuff there, which are kind of cool. But the big thing there are demos for like the Hypertime Oracle and stuff like that. So these Cycle 2 and 3 stuff, which is fun. And then, of course, promo cards, t-shirts. I'm all for it. Yes, please. And the limited promo expansion. Can't wait to show you guys what that is and really tell you how good it is. Ideally, I could tell you probably the day after. I gotta like compile it up and upload and stuff. But either way, you'll hear my thoughts on it when they're offering it. Because as you know, they will be offering that during that period. So I'll let you guys know on that. Again, stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you haven't, of course, so you can actually be notified of that. Now, there's also Eldfall Chronicles Northern Wind by Free Company. They're going to be there as well, which is super cool. I'm super stoked for that. I think it's going to be awesome. So Eldfall Chronicles, actually, I've played the Skirmish game. You can see it kind of set up right there. I actually moved it to make way for Chronicles of Drunagar Apocalypse, but I still need to get you guys my thoughts on that. So I will tell you guys that. This is their dungeon crawl, though, with a similar system. So you can kind of see it laid out here. Excited to finally get some time with it and to meet the team. I love showing off indies. I love showing off stuff that, isn't like the big stuff, but really cool passion projects and games from these people I think are super neat. So we'll definitely be showing that. Chip Theory Games is going to be there as well. I'm hoping they have 20 Strong available because I would like to get some time with that. I've not played a Chip Theory Games game yet. And 20 Strong seems like a game that doesn't take up a lot of space, which I could certainly use, that's for sure. And is easy to table and quick to table and doesn't have a big footprint. Again, I appreciate that. I've been really honed in on that lately. So it's a way to do that. The art style also looks cool, at least with this one here, but the Sentinels, but they have quite a few other ones. But just excited to kind of see what this plays like and if it's something that my family would love. So I'll be definitely checking out that. And of course, if they have the Elder Scrolls there, I'll take a look at that as well to see what a Chip Theory games can really be like. I think that'll be exciting to see. So yeah, I'll be pumped to play with some chips and feel how premium they are. Like seriously, because I'm so focused on like games that tend to have minis, those kind of genres. So I know what like a great mini looks like, but what does a great chip feel and look like? I'd love to see. So definitely interested in that. Archon Studio is going to be there as well. Super pumped to finally meet them and see how Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the board game, actually ended up being. I had the prototype of that. Very much enjoyed my prototype with that. It's very much like the video game. So if you're a fan of that, I think you'll like the board game a lot. There's a lot of similarities there. The combat was a little interesting, a little abstracted, but I think that made the game flow pretty well as well. And it wasn't one of those games that has like 2 games in one where you have to a host of different rule sets for this other one. That could bog it down more than like a video game has. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I liked the exploration part of it. And I'm excited to see the exploration part of it. And I'm excited to see where they're at now, especially when it comes to components and stuff. They have a new logo as well. So if you see that, it's kind of like this like pink hexagon cube looking die injection mold steel thing. I don't know. They had a blog post about it. Either way, that's their new logo. So I don't know if they actually have it here. Let's see real quick. It is. So right here, you can see their new logo. That's what I'm talking about. So if you see that, that's the Archon Studio that normally was like an A and an R. So just as an FYI there. But yeah, super excited to see what they're doing with that. And also, CMON is going to be there, and I'm hoping they have a display for DCeased, so I can show you guys exactly the latest and greatest from them. I'm super pumped about this. I was in on Marvel Zombies, but I ended up diving in because I wanted to play as heroes, and they like constructed the pledges weird to where you essentially to play as the heroes you had to spend like $150, and then they had a retail version which I did buy like for their like it was really cheap, and you got to play as heroes. You got some cool minis. So, and I really like Zombicide. I'm excited for this. I'm a big DC fan myself. Love the comic series and stuff like that. So I'm pumped to kind of see how this turns out and what the value is for people, especially when it comes to cross-compatibility. This could be the ultimate nerdum. You could essentially have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Marvel and DC like all in one and kind of thing. It'll be like a comic book bonanza. That'd be super cool. So anyway, I'll definitely be checking that out. And of course, everything else. I'll be going through the halls and I'll be showing you exactly those highlights. Additionally, I will have a meet and greet. I'll have a time where I'll say I'll be here on this time, on this date. Let's meet up. Let's have a chat. I'll be super pumped to see that. All this hype is cool. And I'm super excited for not only the games I know about, but the games I don't know about. Those things that just draw me. Oh, what is this? This is so cool. The hidden gem. And I'll be sure to highlight those for you guys as well. But meeting you guys, number one thing I'm looking forward to, bar none. You guys know how much of a social butterfly I am and how passionate I am about this industry, about these games, and I can't wait to talk about them with you guys. So stay tuned for that. Guys, if you are not subscribed, please do. I will be covering this in detail, and you are going to see some awesome stuff. And I can't wait to share that with you and show you what's coming up, what's cool now, what you can get. And it's going to be super awesome. Of course, thank you to my patrons and YouTube members for supporting this channel. It's an expensive hobby, and going on a trip is obviously expensive as well. I'll have food that I'll need to pay for and all these things that I'll need to buy to show you guys and stuff like that. This is an expensive hobby, and through their support, I'm able to do this. So thank you so much for allowing this channel to remain as community driven as it is. I very much love doing that and focusing on you guys. So thanks to them, of course, and of course there's a link down there. If you do wish to join them, I'd be very grateful. But regardless, thanks so much for watching. I'm always appreciative, and I love making these videos for you guys. I'll talk to you very soon with some thoughts on some of these games that I mentioned and a closer look at these at Essen Spiel. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye, guys.